Plains World, Schmains World. I'm not trying to make rains mainly on the Plains World. I'm a mountain man, far from partied out. With me always is charm. I'm not going after any foxy ladies, cougars, or billy goats. I'm a really chill guy. I just want to see if I could do it, you know? Like, be like a guy who's, like, angry, you know? On the internet this time. And I can, so... Sup, Rube Goldberg Tube, you just keep going on. Don't you never surprise her, bunny, but not out of my sights. Whose sights? The one-man Ruby Ridge, a.k.a. Dallas Clock Tower, your ghost host with the most holes, licking the sweat out of those belly rolls, down on the bakers in Denver like Duffy rolls, and you know what? Of course you don't. That's why you're gonna keep watching, Greg, or Guy, or Newshounds, or whatever I'm calling my MacGuffin of an audience today. No, don't click off. I swear I still hate the British more than you, Guffy, but the question of where's my money is rearing its ugly face, and I'd rather look at yours. Without the bruises, because pillow privileges are for winners. I learned that one from the British government with home heating and healthcare. I think Texas did it wrong. Satan was right about you people. I didn't talk to him, but there's a really interesting couple of songs on the album God Bless Tiny Tim. One involves the devil and the other takes on earth, but each deals with the manner of ascending past the boundaries set before you, both by authority and morality. We could watch a whole me talking about it, because you know I have to stay sharp when I repost this crap. How am I supposed to engage in empathizing with my audience if I don't share the experience? And how is that experience? Awesome as always. Ushering in paradise like I always do. Slow process. Slow process. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to live to see it completed. Not my concern, I close time loops. That video will honestly make more work for me, because the only thing that makes more loose time ends than someone who doesn't know about time loops is someone who does. Looking at you, Bill Murray. Not half as bad as Chevy Chase, such a bad influence on Martin and Steve. Glad they found Selena. And if you loop more loops than Droopy Droops and think Scooby Snoops, then that's probably why the hunters are out there. Easiest way to clean up those loose bastards is death. Video makes that a little bit more tricky because people can prophesize, and their death gives that prophecy some more weight, like a maggot infestation or something. And now the four horse buildings, CIA headquarters, Buckingham, Vatican, and Swiss banks want to know how to undo this curse. And I can explain that, but what do I look like? Our DMC request? Better make a DC and your mom's A complaint. My Adidas will go straight up your ass. Before you pick more pus out of your pickled pepper, Peter, allow me to rock a rhyme about your mom that's sick. Her tonsils were around my dick, and I'd like to talk about sacrifice, but there's too many Abrahams ready to raise a knife after my fetus comment in the last video, so let's talk about love. God so loved the world that he gave mankind free will to be absolute idiots and believe any of that is true. If he knew all the names of the animals, why did he need Adam to name them too? To see if he gets it right? Hey Adam, give me a rib. Think I need a second opinion on this one. I'd ask a Hindu god, but they don't come around if I'm not drinking soma, and I'm pretty sure they spike it. Last time I woke up in a cast. Do the Muslims, one wayward crumpet thinks, as if I didn't cover that base in the genesis of this material. What are you, British? Why don't you see if Moses can part the pink mist coming out the back of your head? Did you call brunch a lead salad because you intend on using a deagle as a fork, or because you wash your lettuce with the unfiltered municipal water in more U.S. counties than we're comfortable admitting? Let that sink in. Yeah, it turns out turbans are for more than OPEC propaganda. So low. Love. I love being master veiled while I write these scripts in case I piss off any of my boys at the FBI and DARPA. I guess their heads need to investigate that waste management part of their federal body some more. I was gonna wait to publish my treatise on Christ till I got the actually important stuff out of the way. You know, like the male condition, language used to describe both physical phenomenon and the confines of its own ability to contain more than is known in one lexicon. The human condition vis-a-vis constructing a model of reality and reproducing that by mimetic thought or genetic code. Alas, is exactly what Jesus was. And this is the real reason I want to check the Vatican files. Pederasty aside, how much female erasure has taken place within the Catholic Church? We all know that women were the founders of the church and got kicked out at some point. That's what's contained in most Gnostic texts you don't hear about. Notice how even Enoch poses a stupid question that diverts attention from the truth. Oh, what if Yahweh is actually not super cool? Wouldn't it be nice if it were someone's Job to keep track of that? For the record, I'm not claiming to be Jesus. I'm claiming to have the ability to be a psychonaut, and the astral plane doesn't do time like your body is used to, nor does it let you Marty McFly your way into Biff Tannen being your uncle. I decide I want to hang out with Jesus, and lucky me, I end up on the left cross for a day, and who do I find center stage with fucking Mary herself weeping over? John. Of course, I didn't know that at the time, but Jesus found me way before I tried my hand at taking a nail, so I knew it wasn't Jesus. Cue some chaplain in Germany finding me as I get done smoking €5 worth of hash in the woods, singing some song about being the hash squatch, telling me he wants to give me a Bible and hear my thoughts on the Gospel of John. Quick read, but he gave out Living Word, and I'm a KJV guy myself, not for the Britishness, but because the queers knew how to add a little poetry. Here's what I think. John is a total bitch. Clearly sold Jesus out. Telepathic consensus roots out liars of intention real quick, and liars throughout the ages have dismissed these intuitions as self-fulfilling prophecies. Remember what I said about rituals and how people bitch out? And people get jealous. Imagine this. You're 69ing, you're macking on the most pleasant smelling vagina you have ever tasted. Your statistically between 4 and 5 inch dick, given the time and region, is as far back as it can reach, and her tongue is opening up nerve endings you never knew you had. You're telling me you don't want that soft Middle Eastern peach fuzz trailing off her chin all the way up to your belly button? Thick mustache tickling the top of your balls? Again, the most delicious pussy ever conceived. The pussy of God. I'm thinking both Magdalene and John are gonna be upset. Mags ain't got the hair in the right places, and she's probably tired of every apostle and tent needing their fill before she can get hers. Because who really understands a woman's need if you don't have the equipment? John, meanwhile, can't seem to understand why Mark and Luke never take their turn on the bottom of the 69. It's because you don't wash your feet, John, and you like to put them in the air when you come. The fungus gets all over my face and in my eyes. I swear, you literally are making it weird, and we can all feel the tension here, but ain't no way we're getting rid of the 2 women in this 14-person sex cult. Meanwhile, there's a bounty on our Mulan, and she's starting to get skittish. John reads the message loud and clear. We gotta do what JC says and betray her, just like the prophecy, which, come to think of it, is how we got in this mess in the first place. You got a poor family with nowhere to stay, babies already in the diaper, 3 rich bucks come out of nowhere saying your son is the king of kings. He sure is, pal. Bust up with the treasure, why don't you? This autist won't leave the djembe alone, and the little king of kings is gonna be up all night. Better not touch my titties, grapes of wrath. I'm the mother of the king of kings. My husband's red roofed, and if you rape me, they'll turn out Jewish. Which brings us back to Enoch. Jesus pulling Judas aside and being all like, bruh, fuck these lames. John told you to sell me out to please God? God's a punk. Check it. Get that bag, ho. I'ma fuck up this dinner. Tell him your boy John is the man they came to see. A quick untaping, shave, and talk with moms later. John is talking to Pontius Pilate like, I am not Spartacus. And as John is the town asshole, sending Jesus into Lazarus' tomb on a Saturday and all, he's not getting much sympathy from the segregated community of which he is a part. This is Rome after all, and John is Jewish. And so the sacrifice was truly made out of love. That beard was magnificent, and Jesus never got to grow it back. Obviously, given how the apostles acted after they got all blue-balled, I don't blame her for not returning. The one time she tried to regrow the face hair, Saul blew up the spot like immediately. A gangbang is a gang rape if the tetherball doesn't want to be on the pole. And this isn't a debatable topic for me. Body and blood, round cookie and red fluid, again from the crotch region. Eye of the needle, that's a dick joke. You hear a rich guy brag and find a nice way to say, yeah, I hope a camel fucks your urethra. Because you have a vagina. It's funnier like that because you know the rich guy can't feel the heaven you do with your stable of studs and sex worker best friend, and he certainly can't buy it. Mother Mary's obviously a ride or die from the start. That water to wine bit was foreshadowing. Jesus, there's nothing but water in this cask. Hold my beer and watch this. One day of, oh, my sweet baby, and the little king of queens over there can make it back for Passover. Ah, she my niece. So congratulations, mind control agencies. You've bested the Holy Ghost with the psychic equivalent of Are We There Yet? I know I joke about astral bodies not being gendered, but the historical Jesus was literally a bearded woman. And if this is inconceivable to you, let me remind you that the world doesn't have apples that give you post-nut clarity, mariners who emerge from the depths undigested, or flying creatures that defy all known physics. What the world does have, and always has had as far as humans are concerned, is bearded ladies and liars. And if all known knowledge has you searching for answers as to how a rock that was moved once could get moved again, then you're not fit to drive, so jump off the bridge. If this has you wanting to punch a hole in sheetrock, you gypsum-fisted, prefab, framing, crack pipe, and tack hammer jugglers, stay in the dust you kicked up when you missed a can and aim for the bucket next time. You've had how long to state your case, and they still call it a crack pipe, because people would honestly rather a crackhead than you nail-splitting canine lickers. Whether there's lead in your pipes or not, next time, don't miss.